Okay, so let me give you a demonstration on how I set this up for me, and let me show you how it looks when we get laid down. So I need about this much material for my lower back. It just lifts it up half an inch or something, and I put that underneath the whole width there. So this is going to be, yeah, because my pelvis is going to be here, lower lumbars, and then we've got like, yeah, that looks like a good curve there. Also for me, I need this lifted up a little bit, and then a protection over here. And I think that's about as much as I need to gain, yeah, a little bit more. I'll try it 2 forwards. That's a little bit high, but we'll try it. And that goes under there. And then this is going to flap where the top of my head goes. So I'm going to get my white shirt off and lie on here and demonstrate to you how to get, yeah, listen, let me just, yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so I'm going to be undoing my pants in a moment, but basically I want this is going to end up down in here, and my back of the neck is going to need to get on there. So I hope it's not too cold. Okay, there we go. There we go. You see how I slipped up there and then this went more into the curve? So now I've got like this, my head is nicely supported, it's not resting on the plastic at all, I can feel good contact with the electrodes there. Yeah, that's in the right position. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so let me undo here and get something to cover me, and then I can undo here. So there we go. So I want to just get my butt exposed and down to the electrodes here. Now for you, if you've got a clamp, then I would put the that sheet on here first, and yeah, that feels like it's in good contact all the way through here. I'm equally spaced from the center line. Yeah, that is good. And so when I'm like this, you know, I like to cover up a little bit because you're going to be in there for 21 minutes, and yeah, get really, yeah, that feels really nice. Sometimes you might want to have like little pads underneath the arms here just to make that more comfortable, you know, just bring it up if you need to. But it's like my body can open up, and as it relaxes it gets more open there. So let's fire this thing up, and let's take a walk through the controls on here and how they look. Okay, so there. Now, this little sign up here will, you hear that trill? And that little block there means that the electrodes are in contact with my skin. So this is automatically gone into the A program. It's going to work all of these areas down the back. And I'm going to bring the power up now. Oh, yeah, okay, now it's about, that was only 21, and the middle of my back is not in contact enough. I could feel it arcing. Oh, it still is. There we go. Yeah, it's arcing. So I'm moving around because I can feel it like right underneath there. Okay, that's good. So that sort of thing you want to be aware. I'm only at power 26, and I can feel it now moving up. And then you would set it in wherever you're comfortable at, but low power, especially in the beginning. I'm going to go to 40. So that would be that program. And what happens is that it goes through the different programs that we'll detail in the video with the manual video with the, and so that's the A program. So let's play around with this and go into the B program. Let me get out of this. Okay, I turned it off. Okay, that goes into the B program. Now you can see it's up in the neck and the top of the shoulders. And we can choose different sections of the back that this program is going to deliver the tingles to. So it's up in the neck, in the middle back, and the lower back. So that's the B program settings. C, we have the same sort of thing, but it's a different frequency set. And so it's a little bit different. And then D, we can come down in much more narrower bands. And so that's good for, you know, really working, like for me, for instance, in this area, or the one above it, is where I got a lot of tingles, and over that first 2 months, it felt like it was working in there, and then I could feel it sort of breaking up, and my residual sort of asthma that I've been having started to change, and actually for the last few days it's been really, really clear since I've been exercising a lot. And so, yeah, you can just prove these different programs, and once you've set where you want it to go. So experiment with that, but basically that's only when you want to do a specific area. To begin with, you're going to use the A and the A, maybe the B programs. And now the E program, let's talk about that. The E program, A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, this one has the first 4, and your unit's going to have the green dial on there, and it has the E program. We're going to have to do some experimentation in the study group around that, but my take on it is that it's going to be really effective, but I don't think it's more once the bodies began to go through some changes and you're aware of it. I would use the A and maybe the B program to do that, but the E program is going to be once you've got the body to a certain level of charge, that that will really become more effective. And that's what we were finding with the changing in the protocols with the handheld units, is that we would apply the handheld units and then take some measurements and do the measurements, which is what the E program does. And that would be something like fine-tuning the body system. But to begin with, it's just to get it, the energy, to get the electrical energy into the body as deeply as you can. So if I were to lie here and I would just relax into this, I would close my eyes. I need to come up a little bit more, get the neck. And you see, I've settled into here a little bit. I've been talking to you. Maybe I don't want that much. Yep, that's better. Support there, so I can feel these in good contact. And then I'll just let the program run. Now, at the end of the programs, it has like a high intensity ripple that's going up and down the spine. So that's kind of like to bring you alert and to wake you up and to get you present for the ending of the program. And but during the program, you're going to feel it working in the spine, and then out on the ribs, and then out on the third rows out here, and so it moves around. You're constantly moving it around. I wasn't so aware personally in the first few sessions exactly what it was doing. It was only in like, I don't know, several sessions into it that I began to realize the sophistication of the way that they've designed the way that the signal moves up and down the electrodes is actually very sophisticated and very, very relaxing and very, very invigorating too. So these different settings on here are really specifically designed to get in where it's going to make a difference for you and the most difference for you. So it just shut itself off just now because, and maybe I've been talking too much, but no, because I didn't have any power levels on it. So, you know, turn that on again. And then when this little bar here, that one is lit, blackened out, it's got like 3 little bars like that. That's when all of the electrodes are in contact, and that's when you can start to dial up the power. Now let me give you a warning when you're dialing up the power. I'm going to do this, so I need to prep myself for this a little bit. When you start to press on this button, the power level goes. Let me just talk it through. We're at power level 10 now. 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 99. I'm at 99 right now. So you see how quickly, oh, I got to turn that down. I'm back at 18. So you've got to be careful when you put your finger on here. You know, come up a little bit, and then come up a little bit more, and then come up a little bit more. But if you leave it on there, then it'll suddenly gobble its way up to like full power, and well, you saw how quickly it was. So just be aware of that, especially if you're working with somebody else. I always actually have them handle this, and you know, so that me lying on here is in control of this, because during the session you will notice that the power levels change, or your sensations change, and you will need to adjust the power levels. And that's because the body's adapting to the way that the electricity is moving into the cells there. And as that adaptation goes on, there's different levels of sensitivity. The sensitivity levels can vary from one session one day to the next day. And that could be due to, say, skin moisture or the oils on your skin too, having better contact with the electrodes. And like I mentioned about cleaning stuff afterwards, use some hydrogen peroxide on a small little piece of paper towel and clean off the electrodes that way. But these electrodes, you know, these power levels are the main control thing, and that's the one that you know, you're going to learn to adapt to. So start low, you know, incrementally bring it up. Don't hold your finger on the plus and go all the way to the top, because it'll get up to 99 in just a few seconds. Well, I'll show you how long it takes. I'm going down to 0 right now. So I'm going to start pushing on it now. 1, 2, 30, 70, 95. So in 5 seconds it's gone up to 99. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay. Whew. In 5 seconds it'll go up to that full power, so it can get up there really, really quickly, and it's really, really powerful and uncomfortable when you get up there, especially if you're sensitive. So that's the thing on this one, and of course on your unit it's going to be green, and you're going to have the extra. Basically what it's doing is, in that program, is instead of just like blanketing all of the tissue up and down, what it'll do is it will select areas that it needs to charge. Now that's really handy, but if you've got like some sort of heavy duty thing going on in your body, I would just go with the A, and just like for the first week or so, maybe a few sessions just to test it, but the majority of the sessions should be in the A and the B programs, in those algorithms, or those modes as they call them in the manual, and that way, you know, you're going to get the max. And then when you go into the E program, that is when things have began to move, and you're just like fine-tuning, or you just want to minimize the time that you're there. So it's fine-tuning where, and allowing the vertebra to find the areas on your body where, you know, there's low power energy, there's low levels, and then it'll just work on those, because it knows, it can sense where those are, and then it'll work on those positions too. So again, you know, different body types are going to have different ways that they're going to lie on this. So again, you know, all of the adjustment stuff, the adjustment in here, and just to get the person super relaxed. So I'm getting very relaxed. I don't want to talk anymore. Okay, I'm feeling really more relaxed. The tingles have been going up and down my spine, then up and down the paravertebrals adjacent to the spine, and then outwards. And right at the end of the session, what you'll hear is, like, you'll feel actually the power getting really intense, and then right at the end of the session there's a little jingle, and then everything turns off. And you know, in the manual they say it's really good to rest for 10-15 minutes afterwards, and quite frankly, that's what I noticed. Was I got off here and I was like so chilled. All I wanted to do was just like sit in the chair, and it felt so good. So I suggest you do the same. It allows the body time to integrate what's been going on. You know, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of changes that are happening in here, and from this work. So, you know, the more integrative and the more you know, the mental support that you can give, the, you know, the transformation that you're looking to achieve, or the rejuvenation, or the whatever the pain levels are, you know, just to become more aware of the body and the way that things move in your body. Later.